Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Welcome to my final review for Black Ops 3. I know I did this with Call of Duty Ghost. I'm not sure I did this with Advanced Warfare. However, I'm going to try to do it with Black Ops 3. I want to review Black Ops 3 as a multiplayer game all around, so let's get right into it. First things first, let's talk about the connections. The connections in Black Ops 3 were not the worst connections I've seen. They were not that great either. They were still pretty much just the typical Treyarch connections. Very bad lag at times, hit detection not always there, bullets, guns don't really feel consistent. It really does depend on your connection, whereas in like Call of Duty Ghost, Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4, you can really feel when you are going to get the kill. You can kind of count your bullets, count your shots. In Black Ops 3, you really do have to wait for that different hit marker and for those points to pop up. So unfortunately, not the best hit detection in netcode, not the worst. Advanced Warfare, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 2 definitely have that down as the worst connections, or at least worst connections we've had in Black Ops 3. So it was playable, however, it was still very frustrating to come up to. Weapon balance. This is something that Treyarch did very solidly. They did very well. The assault rifles, the submachine guns, even some of the sniper rifles, which we'll talk about later, the light machine guns as well, very well balanced. I really didn't feel like anything was too overpowered. The only thing that I have to say about the weapon balance is that I feel like the sniper rifles and the shotguns really just got the short end of the stick here, and I feel like they have been getting the short end of the stick for the past couple Call of Duties, except for maybe Call of Duty Ghost, but really even still, the shotguns in Call of Duty Ghost weren't all that impressive. The shotguns in Modern Warfare 3 are really the iconic, the best shotguns we've ever had in Call of Duty. And I think the sniper rifles and marksman rifles in Call of Duty Ghosts are the best sniper rifles and marksman rifles we've ever had in Call of Duty. I think that would be the ideal situation. I feel like the P06, with it being a 3-round burst, I feel like all the shotguns like the Haymaker, the Brecci, the Argus, I feel like they're just too uninspiring. Like, obviously, if you have your KRM pump action shotgun, you have your Haymaker and Brecci, which is your fully automatic, sort of lower damage, multiple shotguns. But the thing with the Haymaker is it's always going to be outshot by a KRM. The thing with the Brecci is, while that's the next best thing, you're probably going to be outshot by the Argus or the KRM. The Haymaker, just all around kind of bad to use. The Argus, while it's a good one-hit kill as a slug shotgun, it is a slug shotgun, so I feel like it's really gimmicky. So when half your shotguns are either gimmicky or not that good to use, I feel like it's just uninspiring and you're not trying. The same thing with the P06 and the SVG, or not the SVG. The SVG and the Locust are the two standard kind of, I don't know, sniper rifles. Short bolt action, if you can even call it that, one-hit kill sniper rifles. But then you have the Drakon, which is your typical marksman rifle, which there's only one of this game, and you have the P06, which is just kind of gimmicky and uninspired. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot of variety to those. So for gun variety, I would say the assault rifles and submachine guns, they got that down. Sniper rifles and shotguns, they're lacking a little bit. Moving on to perks and the perk system. The Pick 10 system is back. It is a smidget better than the Pick 10 system perk system we had in Black Ops 2, because you could technically have up to 3 attachments. You can have 2 attachments and a sight without having to use a wild card. However, I feel like having to use a wild card is literally just a waste, and I feel like the Ghost system did it entirely better than this system. I do feel like this is a step back. However, because of the perk balance that we have here, there really isn't any crutch perks other than, for me, Ghost, which we'll get to in a minute, as well as the noise canceling perks like Awareness and Dead Silence. Other than that, I feel like the perk balance was really well. I really like not having Focus or Toughness in there. However, I do think the flinch does need to be reduced dramatically. I feel like that just really doesn't do well in a first-person shooter. I feel like flinch is just too random. And as far as attachment balance goes, I again, pretty standard Black Ops or Treyarch style attachments. High caliber people had some trouble with, but I feel like if you have high caliber on, if you're willing to go for headshots, I think you deserve it. Score streaks and score streak balance. This is pretty good. They have the RCXD, which is pretty bad. The VSAT can actually be shot down, which is completely balanced and amazing. It's still powerful, but it's still incredibly strong, and you can counter it, which is awesome and amazing. I feel like the kill streaks in this game are very, very lackluster and completely overshadowed by the specialist system. By far, the most useful kill streak in this game is the UAV, and it's incredibly overpowered. I'm going to make a separate commentary on this subject that completely shows you my reasoning, my thought process on this. Ghost is incredibly underpowered, and it needs to be buffed, or the UAV needs to be nerfed, which we all know that's not going to happen. So we need to buff Ghost, which is unfortunate because in Infinite Warfare, they kept it like it is in Black Ops 3, and it angers me, but I have personally an issue with Ghost. Sound quality. Now, as far as the weapon sounds, while they can be unique, Treyarch just has this thing. I don't know what it is. Their guns do not sound cool whatsoever. Like, the coolest sounding gun is the SVG and the KRM. Outside of that, all of their weapons sound plasticky, like BB guns, like fake guns. You just don't feel like you're shooting a high-powered rifle when you have like an ICR or an HVK. It sounds really, really plasticky and not satisfying compared to even the Advanced Warfare sound and the Call of Duty Ghost weapons. These guns are just so lackluster. Now let's get started on the footsteps. These footsteps started out, honestly, perfect. Going back to old gameplay with awareness, it was perfect. If you were paying attention, you could hear people close by, not across the map like you could in Call of Duty Ghosts, not 3 stories above you like you could in Call of Duty Ghosts, but if they were around you, if they were in the same room as you, if they were nearby outside, you could hear them if you were paying attention. Now, there was a glitch where the robot character, you couldn't hear him, Reaper, you couldn't hear his footsteps, which was very, very annoying. But now they nerfed awareness so much, and I wholeheartedly believe that the footsteps have been nerfed and nerfed and nerfed to death. Back to Black Ops 2, where even with Dead Silence, Blast Suppressor, and Awareness, you can't run all 3 of those perks, but even with all those 3 perks, you probably still couldn't hear footsteps that well. There have been so many times people land from boost jumping right behind me. People run up behind me with no background noise, and I still can't hear them with awareness. It is broken, it's glitched, it is nerfed, it is unbalanced. You should be able to hear footsteps. People don't want to hear footsteps because they want more randomness. They want less punishment for being stupid and running around like an idiot. Unfortunately, the arcade style of this game allows players to do that. So unfortunately, footsteps, not the best in this game. Used to be, but not anymore. Maps. The maps in this game, the map in this game is not that bad. It's really not. Truly, it's not a bad map. However, it's only one map, and unfortunately, I have to judge it like one single map. There's the left, middle, right. Yes, the formula works well, doesn't it? It is utterly consistent. You know exactly where the enemies are going to be. You know exactly where they're going to go. It is incredibly simple for competitive. It's incredibly simple for the casual player who plays once or twice a week and really doesn't care to put that much time and energy and effort into it. For the people who do want to put a whole bunch of hours into this game, these maps are so stinking boring. Oh my goodness, there is no such thing as map knowledge in this game. There's cover, there's head glitches, and there's out in the open in a lane. That's it. So lackluster, but that is the theme of this game. Completely arcade casual. This is not a hardcore shooter, competitive shooter at all. Going along those same lines, the specialists. Oh my goodness. These are my new least favorite thing about first-person shooters. The complete just abandonment of any sort of competition or skill gap whatsoever. These are free, overpowered kill streaks. That's what they are. The only difference is everybody has them. They're free kills. They're gimmies. They're a blue ribbon participation trophy. And it just adds to that motive of just, it doesn't matter how good you are, go ahead, pretend to be good for a little bit. Kill the best player on the enemy team because you spammed your gravity spikes, because you spammed your stupid war machine, because you accidentally activated your kinetic armor and won a gunfight with me. It's just so incredibly annoying, and it's stupid, and it has no place in Call of Duty. The only reason it's here is to give bad players the feeling of doing good. The good players use it effectively, yes, and they have fun with it sometimes, but it's not rewarding. You didn't earn it. It's not skill to use it. But for those casual players who play once or twice a week, even if they're having a bad day, even if they're not playing the game completely on top of their game, it doesn't matter because they get this free kill streak, and that's ultimately what Black Ops 3 is. It's a noob factory. It doesn't matter how good you are, you're gonna do as good as the other player on the enemy team. And the final sword in this is just the supply drops. It's the supply drops. It is the pay to have fun. It's the paywall weapons, the MP40, the M1 Grand, the FFAR, the Marshall 16s, the Banshee, the Rift in E9. All of these fantastic weapons hidden behind a paywall. Extra content, extra fun, hidden behind a random number that you are never guaranteed to get. This is the epitome of evil. This is the root of all evil. Treyarch, Activision is only out for your money, and it has completely ruined this game. I'm fine with ridiculously retarded gestures. I don't care how demeaning or childish they get. I don't care, okay? The minute you put extra content behind there, and we have to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars just to get a weapon that should be less than $1, it's ridiculous. It's not fair, and it's only because you're evil and out for money, and that is the overwhelming impression that Black Ops 3 is going to go away with. Black Ops 3 is a great game. The perks, greatly balanced. The kill streaks, while they're underwhelming, they are pretty balanced. The map, while it is the same map over and over again, it's a solid map. It's a consistent map. The hit detection, not the worst. It's not something that stands out to me as something that's horribly, horribly bad about it. Yes, when I'm playing, it's terrible. But the last impression I get with Black Ops 3 is that this game, for all of the heart and all of the love that was so definitely overwhelming to see in multiplayer, is going to be overshadowed by the evil Activision hand of money and just supply drops and crypto keys. When I leave Black Ops 3, when I look back on Black Ops 3, all I'm gonna see is a game that was made to make money. I don't see a passion project. I don't see a game that people love to make and love to play. It was all about the money. This is a sad moment in video game history. Call of Duty used to be a game about the experience, about being for the players, and a great gaming experience that we all wanted. Now, it's just about the money and how much they can squeeze out of good fans. The only saving grace is zombies, but that is it for the somewhat sad commentary today. I didn't mean for it to be sad. I meant it to be tragic. I meant it to be, this game is a solid game. It really is. If you're casual, which is fine, casual's not a bad thing. If you don't have time, if you're working 50 hours a week and you don't have time to invest in a brand new multiplayer experience and you still want that Call of Duty feel, Black Ops 3, that's your game. That is your game to feel cool, to have some fun, to not really care about your KD. It's fantastic for that. But for any sort of depth, for any sort of competitive multiplayer, you're not going to find it here. You're really not. Call of Duty Ghost, Modern Warfare 2, those are your games. Those are your games for your depth, for your map knowledge, and for your clever route running and all that sort of good stuff. This is your pay to have fun, supply drop, random rewards, casual gaming experience, and that's what this is for. Hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. What are your thoughts on Black Ops 3? Final thoughts, Black Ops 3, put them in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next absolutely beautiful Call of Duty morning, I will catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.